All right, so I'm here with my best friends in the world since I was 8 years old, DJ Freeze, and he didn't know that he is actually in my book and that this is a real story. He knows that this is a real story that happened. He was there. But I didn't bring enough of my books with me to Orlando. We're in Florida right now. I didn't bring it with me to his house, so I'm going to read him, you can't see it, but the story that he doesn't know that I wrote about him. And we just briefly talked about this, so I'm just going to read it. We're going to forget that you're here for now, and I'm just going to read the story to him. Okay, so rule number 2. This is in the book, rule number 2. Get the highest average order value on every purchase. My second sale, the world's most profitable lemonade stand. When I was about 10 years old, I learned something about sales most grown adults have never learned. As a kid, it's pretty common to decide you're going to have a lemonade stand. I'd run multiple lemonade stands in the past with some moderate success, but little did I know, this day would shape the rest of my life, which is something I've only recently realized. Phase 1, acquiring goods. First, First, we had to start with the most necessary element of any lemonade stand, lemons. Normal protocol would be to head to the local grocery store to procure the fruits, but I wasn't about that normal life.
We weren't.
We weren't. He's not heard this yet. Behind my house was a large, tumultuous ravine. On the other side of that ravine was a 6-foot-tall fence. On the other side of that fence was a large lemon tree patch. Inside that lemon patch were 2 large Rottweilers. Ian Stanley.
Huge lemon tree patch.
It was massive.
Huge.
Ian Stanley, craver of adrenaline, volunteered to get the lemons while my buddy DJ sat and watched.
Mm-hmm.
I climbed the fence and sprinted into the patch.
Hold on. I watched...
You didn't climb the fence.
I watched Look Out for the dog.
Okay.
Remember we saw the dog? And I watched Look Out.
You did. You did.
Well, you did the running.
Yeah, I climbed the fence
pecking.
and sprinted into the patch. I knocked lemons off the trees and stuffed them into my shirt as fast as I could. Then I heard the dogs. That was my signal. I sprinted towards the fence and launched the little yellow grenades over the fence. It was all real. Then climbed as fast as I could while I watched the dogs close in on my ankles. They didn't get me. Boom, free lemons. Mini lesson. Cut your cost of goods sold whenever possible.
Oh my god, this is so true.
They say when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Well, when life doesn't give you lemons, say fuck it and take them. Note, for legal reasons, I have to emphasize that I'm not encouraging theft.
You really wrote this shit.
Yeah, dude. I wrote the whole story. We're not even into it. Phase 2,
God.
add SKUs. It's SKU.
Okay.
After we made the lemonade, we enlisted my grandmother to make her famous cookies. Now, I know everyone says their grandma makes good cookies. Most of them are lying. I'm not. Grandma Jenny was a straight-up cookie gangster.
She was.
Her iced peanut butter cookies were legendary.
Mm-hmm.
I just said this to him. The frosting changed the game. Peanut butter cookies
It
aren't
did.
frosted. She frosted peanut butter cookies. Could have been rich. If I had been my age now, I would have made her cookies.
Oh, no.
They were insane.
Game changer. Game changer.
We bagged them up in packs of 1 and 3, and I'll explain why in just a second. Mini lesson. Exploit elderly family members for free labor whenever possible. Also, I'm not a lawyer, and that is not legal advice. Phase 3, give them what they need. Now we had lemonade and cookies. We were already ahead of the game and had more products than most lemonade stands, but that wasn't enough. Phase 3 had been set in motion far in advance. See, I live near a golf course, and around dusk I'd go onto the golf course and comb the bushes for lost golf balls. I'd walk around the edges of the water and pick up balls that old rich white dudes were too lazy to find for themselves. I then separated the balls into piles. This was actually, we did this. Yeah, but it's my book.
I was going to throw in the word we, but I didn't know when to call you a fuck and to say that we did this.
We did this.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine.
We did this.
Fine, go ahead.
We then separated the balls into 2 piles. One was all the normal balls, and the other was the Pro V1s.
Yes.
Now we had everything we needed to sell. All that was left was Phase 4, select a location. Lemonade stands are a lot like real estate. It's all about location. I knew just the spot. I don't know if this is a we. It might have just been me. I don't know. First off, go to where the money is. We started with a rich neighborhood. Inside that rich neighborhood, there was a well-trafficked street that happened to intersect with the golf course. So we set up shop where there were normal cars and golf carts that had to pass right by us.
Via Arcena in the 7th hole.
Yeah, did Via Arcena? No. Via Arcena is what we lived on. We had to go across the golf course up to it was like up above the tennis courts, right where the golf course intersected, across the top. Like Cresthaven. No.
Is that where it was?
Yeah, it's there.
Oh.
My memory's better than his. Mini lesson. It doesn't matter how good your product is or how well you can sell if you don't have any traffic. The better the traffic, the better the sales. Yeah, you remember where it was now?
Yeah.
Remember where Trent Hornick
Yes.
by a baseball that one year? My dad tossed a baseball and it broke his lip. That was amazing. And he didn't stop crying. He had like a delayed cry.
Oh my God, Trent. God. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, anyway. Phase 5, set your prices. Now we're at the critical juncture of any successful or unsuccessful operation. Pricing. Most kids were charging 10 to 25 cents per cup of lemonade. Not us. We were starting at $1. I knew with our location and skills we could charge 4 to 10 times the competition, if you could even call those other kids competition.
Exactly.
Lemonade, $1 for the first cup, 50 cents for the second cup. Got to incentivize them to spend more.
Yes.
Cookies, 1 for $1, 3 for $2. What self-respecting golfer would ignore such a no-brainer offer? Golf balls, normal golf balls with 50 cents, Pro V1s, a higher quality Titleist ball that claimed to add 10 to 30 yards to your drive, were $2.50. Now here's the best part about the golf balls. These were likely balls that these guys had already paid for.
And had already hit.
Yeah, and they lost them. I found them and sold them back to them.
We found them
and sold them back to them.
back. Yeah.
Mini lesson. The best practice for your first upsell is almost always to sell them more of what they've already bought, especially when they can't continue their activity without that item. Golf balls.
Genius.
Golf balls are a pretty important part of golf. Phase 6. Make it rain. Now for the best part. Time to sell. By 10 years old, I was already a seasoned salesman. I'd been selling my parents on getting whatever I wanted since I was 3. I was a little bastard who was a little bit too good at structuring arguments. Not great for my parents, but great for running a lemonade stand. I always met the customer where they were. I entered the conversation that was already going on in their head. Mini lesson. The most important question you can ever ask before you start a sales process is this. Where are they now? In other words, where is your prospect in this moment? What is their level of awareness? The answer to that question will tell you exactly where to meet them. It was hot out. They were thirsty. How about a nice glass of lemonade to quench that thirst, sir? Next, you're going to want to balance out that acidity with something nice and sweet. How about my grandma's famous cookies? Let's be honest, Chief. We don't know how much longer she's going to be alive.
That's actually true.
We didn't know. These could be the last cookies she ever bakes. You wouldn't want to miss out. Mini lesson. Always add scarcity and urgency whenever possible. Did I think Ginny was on the edge of death? Of course not. Yes, she fell asleep while driving. But she was still going strong. Ted the golfer didn't even know that. Do you remember that? When Ginny fell asleep at a red light?
Yes, I do. We've been talking about this for fucking 20 years.
Literally, probably like 18 or 19 years.
Yeah.
God. The final step, if it was a...
Jeez Louise.
The final step, if it was a golfer, was obviously the golf balls. Little bastard Ian. You need some extra golf balls, Ted? Ted. I think I'll be okay, but thanks, little guy. Relentless little bastard Ian. Look, Ted, let's get real. I saw you tee off on the 8th hole. You're hooking harder than Julia Roberts and Pretty Woman. We both know you're going to lose more balls. Your wife already took your balls at home. Don't let the same thing happen on the golf course. Okay, I didn't say all that.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't.
No,
I didn't.
I know. I knew you were going to say.
You weren't that
I say
smooth.
that right here. I say, okay, I didn't say all that. I say that. See, I didn't lie. I didn't say all that, but I did point out that they may as well grab some extra bowls at a deep discount in case they lost some.
That's exactly
They
true.
typically
We
listen.
did that.
Yeah.
We did that.
See, I'm not a liar.
Okay.
Phase 7, count your winnings. So what was the result of all this sales mastery? Well, the average lemonade stand, according to friends of mine, would typically bring in $10 to $15, a nice payday for a 10-year-old who was exploiting his parents for free rent and food. But we weren't average. We sold $63 and some change that day, a new record. We were legends of the streets. We gave $5 to DJ's little brother for helping out. Mini lesson, always exploit cheap child labor whenever possible. Works well with dumber younger children. Best when you are also a child and not a legally formed business entity. That left $58 to be divided between DJ and I, $29 each. Plus, it was pure profit due to my lemon stealing, grandma exploiting, golf ball thieving ways.
It's true.
Not bad for a few hours of work. Then, like a true entrepreneur, I reinvested that money into Pokemon cards. Holographic Charizard was worth a small fortune to a 10-year-old. Do you remember that little shop that had holographic Charizard? I was a really lucky kid. He was like the least lucky kid, and I was the luckiest kid.
That shop was down the street from Blockbuster.
It was
Do
right.
you remember
It was right
Blockbuster?
next to. I do remember Blockbuster.
Off of Las Posas.
It was right off Las Posas. It was next to that pizza place.
Yeah, Toppers.
Yeah, it was right. Oh my god.
There you
go. Charizard was okay. That day we made 4 to 6 times the industry standard, all from applying some simple sales rules that most grown adults still don't understand. So let's break all this down into some nice, digestible lessons, then I'll tell you some big mistakes that left a whole bunch of money on the table. Lesson 1. Keep your cost of goods sold as low as possible without skimping on quality, aka steal fresh lemons. Lesson 2. Only do what you're great at. I'm a salesman and adrenaline junkie. My job was to steal lemons and make it rain, not bake cookies and mix the lemonade. I still apply this today. I don't know if I wrote about you. I still apply this today when I write copy and make videos. A lot of money gets made. If I start doing anything else, the whole business suffers. So I spend as much time as possible doing only money tasks, specifically money later and money now. If you're familiar with my 3 types of money concept. Lesson 3: give them what they need. You can't play golf without golf balls. Lesson 4: location, location, location. You can do everything right in the wrong place and you won't make a dime. I could have the best sales funnel in the world, but if I'm trying to advertise on MySpace in 2019, I'm not going to make much money. Lesson 5: pricing and contract structure are the secrets to working less and making more. If you know your worth, you can charge premium prices, especially if, like young Ian, you don't have emotional blocks around charging a lot. Lesson 6: it was weird. We just charged more than every other kid.
We did.
Fucking ballers.
And we sold out.
So we did. You're gonna hear about this actually. It's funny you say that. Lesson 6: always have an upsell. Focus on increasing your average order value. My lemonade and cookie pricing was all set up to extract the most amount of dollars from each customer. Offer discounts for people buying in bulk. Do everything in your power to incentivize buyers to buy as much as possible. Lesson 7: ethically prey on the insecurities of your potential customers. Ted knew he lost golf balls. I needed to bring that to his attention. There's nothing unethical about making people aware of their shortcomings if your overall goal is to improve their life. Imagine how much it would suck for Ted to get to hole 16 with no golf balls. Mm-hmm. No one wants to be that guy. Mm-hmm. Lesson 8: change the rules or change the game. Change the rules. All the other kids simply accepted that lemonade was 10 to 25 cents a cup.
Not us.
Not us. Mm-mm. They were confined to the rules someone else had set. I changed the rules. This is the next section. Change the game. It's called a lemonade stand. You sell lemonade. That's the game. We added cookies and golf balls to the mix. Sometimes all it takes to change the game is some balls. See what I did there? Note, this is how the idea of the Persuasion Hitman was born. As a copywriter, you're put in a box, consciously or unconsciously. Once you're labeled as a copywriter, you're expected to do what a copywriter does and charge what a copywriter charges. You're also tainted by all those who've come before you. If a client has had a bad experience with a copywriter in the past, you're automatically associated with them. I wasn't willing to accept that. What does a Persuasion Hitman do? What does a Persuasion Hitman charge? Whatever I want. There is no box, no game, no set of rules. I get to create my own reality. Lesson number 9. Learn from your mistakes. Looking back on this from my current perspective, as someone who sold over $100 million worth of stuff, I see some big mistakes we made. Mistake number 1, no cookie samples. Right?
Maybe.
But listen, you're going to know why.
Okay.
I should have broken up a few cookies into little bite-sized samples. When you have a superior product, you should let people try before they buy.
Interesting.
I'll bet we would have sold more if we had done that. And then in parentheses here it says, except I'm pretty sure we sold out of all the cookies.
We did.
Yeah,
That was the
those
thing.
cookies were, they're ridiculous.
Yeah.
We didn't have, but which leads to rule number 2. Mistake number 2, don't get high on your own supply. 10-year-old Ian was a chunky little fella who loved cookies. Pretty certain I ate a few of them myself. I wish I had the picture on my phone.
I did as well.
You did. You just didn't show it like I did.
I did.
You were a skinny.
I did.
You were a skinnier kid.
I was a skinny kid.
Mistake number 3. We didn't have a good sign. I actually don't even remember if we had a sign.
We did not at all.
Yeah.
No.
I think we just had the table. My artistic skills were non-existent, so I was never the make a pretty sign guy. At this point in my life, I'm aware that the sign didn't have to be pretty. It just had to say the right thing.
But we sold out.
We did. We still did. I think we still had lemonade left maybe at the end, though. Actually, I don't know if we did.
Maybe.
I don't think we quit. I don't think I've ever stopped. I think we sold it
I
all.
think we just kept going until it was all gone.
Still, it's still a good point. Yeah, it's still teaching.
Whatever.
The difference between a good sign and an average sign can be the difference between a successful business and a non-existent business. When I was in college, my best friend decided to try panhandling for an experiment. He was a short little black guy with long dreads. We threw a big beanie on him and some baggy clothes and sat him on a street corner in Santa Cruz, California.
Jeez Louise.
I made his sign for him. Obama ain't the only black man who wants change.
Oh, jeez.
Do you remember? This was during the Obama era where change was the theme. Each person who gave him money said, "Great." Yeah, it was Jordan.
This was Jordan. Jeez.
All of my stories are true. For anybody who wonders, all of my stories are true.
They are.
Yeah. Each person who gave him money said, "Great sign, man." A few years ago, I read a story about a guy who made $1 million in 100 days from his fruit stands. The biggest lever that took him from $100 a day to over $1,000 a day, the signs he used. He split tested all sorts of variations until he found his winner. The winning sign was simple: pick today or today's pick. Words matter, spoken or written. I can only dream about the profits we would have raked in if we had the right sign. Which leads me to lesson number 10. Always celebrate your wins, no matter how big or small. As salespeople, we have a tendency to compare today to yesterday or today to tomorrow. Or worse, today to someone else's yesterday or tomorrow. I remember the first time we sold over $10,000 in one day in my water filter business. I didn't celebrate or allow myself to feel good. Instead, I said, it could have been better. I've made more before. But the reality was I'd only made more than that in a day with other businesses, ones I didn't own. It was a huge win, and I should have celebrated. If you shut down your emotions when you feel good, you're going to stop seeking out the things that make you feel good. It's a dangerous road to downplay your wins. Winning, no matter how small, tends to lead to more winning. Celebrate your wins, learn from your mistakes. If you can't change the game, change the rules. If you can't change the rules, change the game. If you can't do either, you're in the wrong place. Now, for the final lesson. I don't know if we have to go into it. Actually, you know what? Let's go here. Now for the final lesson. The true difference between my lemonade stand and everyone else's, our lemonade stand.
Thank you, Ian. Thank you, Ian.
And everyone else's wasn't my ingenuity or ability to sell. It was my ability to extract as many dollars as I possibly could from each purchase. I had no idea what it was called or what I was doing at the time, but I was focused on improving my average order value. The higher your AOV, the more you're going to make. We would have had to sell 63 cups of lemonade to make $63, but by adding cookies and golf balls, we were able to make $63 from selling 20 to 30 cups of lemonade. In the world of real business, not that my lemonade stand wasn't legit, especially direct response where you're tracking the ROI of every dollar you spend on ads, a higher AOV or average order value is a game changer. It's the difference between an ad campaign dying after a few $1,000s in ad spend and scaling to spending thousands per day. For example, we used to sell a $7 ebook called The 4-Foot Farm. It got to the point where we were spending $15,000 to $20,000 a day on Google Display Network. To break even on $15,000 in ad spend, we would have had to sell 2,143 of these $7 ebooks a day, which is a lot. Our conversion rate was good enough on the front end, but it wasn't the reason we were able to scale it up so high. See, right after someone bought the book, they saw an offer, a one-click upsell, to get the physical version of the book shipped to them for $9. Then they got an offer to buy some seeds for their veggies for $27 a month. I think we also had a newsletter in there for $20 a month, and then finally we had a $497 physical product that made it insanely easy to grow up to 100 pounds of food in a 4x4 foot space. For the people who bought that, we had a $100 offer to get a lifetime warranty. I couldn't believe it, but 2% of the people who bought a $7 ebook would buy the $497 product. Blah, 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 results. I'm not saying blah, 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 because it's not really good stuff. It's just we've been on here for a bit. So, converting formula, blah, 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 which leads to, okay, the overall rule of this chapter, rule number 2, do everything in your power to get the highest average order value possible on every purchase. And then I have this other mini lesson about how to create upsells. But before we go, also, so the next story, by the way, you'll love this when you read it, is about when I was stringing tennis rackets. You remember?
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
I do.
Dude, I was making $50 an hour.
You lived in North Ranch.
Yeah, that was North Ranch at that point. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was when I was there. Yeah, dude, I got that stringer in my garage.
Yeah.
Everything I tell you is true.
I remember that.
All of it's true. All right, any final notes about the lemonade stand you'd like to share?
I miss your grandma.
Dude, Jenny?
Yeah.
Jenny's dead. She did die. But
Yes,
she made great cookies. It was the first dead body I saw.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Other than those kids we killed.
I mean, that's
Kidding.
just a mic drop
Mic
right
drop.
there. Yeah.
No, any other notes about the lemonade stand? Anything that you maybe learned from that I didn't talk about?
One thing. Do you remember us repurposing the golf balls within the sleeves of the
The golf ball sleeves? Like the
yeah,
three?
yeah. We put them in there to repurpose them into
To make them look nice?
yeah.
I didn't remember that part.
You don't remember that?
No. Yeah, I do now that you said that, but I didn't remember it then. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we take when you buy new golf balls, you get a sleeve about this big with all 3 balls in it, and we put the ball. I do remember that we put the balls back in, so they didn't look like just a bunch of scattered random golf balls from a golf range. Yeah. That's pretty smart.
And we made friends with the people from the pro shop of the country club to
yeah,
get all their excess
So they
shit.
gave us we got the balls ourselves. We would go and get the balls, but they gave us I remember that. They gave us because when somebody buys a new sleeve of golf balls at a pro shop, they get on the balls, but they
leave
toss
them
out
in the
sleeve.
cart or wherever
Yeah,
they
so we
leave
got
them.
the
So
sleeves,
we
you're
got
right.
those, and then we repurposed
Which
our
made the
golf
balls
balls
look
in
nicer.
those, and we're like, you want
Packaging is important.
It is important.
Anything else?
No.
What other crazy? We talked about this, but who was the only kid in the neighborhood who went in the pipe underneath the fence? I was kind of a fucking crazy kid. Do you remember that I had the K2 bike that I got for Christmas that had the speedometer?
Yeah,
and
you rode hands free.
I was like a human Bluetooth.
And you called me. You're like, DJ, I got this bike for Christmas. Like, come down. And Ian had
He lived at the bottom of a huge
between
hill.
my house and
He was
his
at the bottom
house.
of a huge hill.
Between my house and his house was this huge hill. And he said, come on outside. And this crazy motherfucker, he was coming down. This was Christmas Day. He gets his big K2 bike, beautiful, whatever. He comes down he rolls down his hill, and he's got both of his hands up like this, like he's won the fucking LA Marathon, and he's riding a bike at 12 years old.
Do you remember how fast I went?
40 to 50. Something like that,
43.
right? It was like 40 to
I went
50.
43 miles per hour down the hill.
did.
I had the speedometer.
He had a little speedometer on it, right?
On the
Right?
front of the bike, which was the dumbest thing
Right?
my parents ever did, was put a speedometer on my bike.
So you could go as fast as you could.
And then I would go 42, which was as fast as you could actually go. I tried. I pedaled full speed down a really steep hill, and then I would do this. And I think back and I think I wish I still had that level of just like I was a fucking nut.
Yeah.
What are the stories? We're just
I would like to think I was a little bit of your, compass, a little
I think
bit.
you helped God. Yeah, I think so.
help.
I think I needed somebody to. I've always had people in my life who are like, "Yo, dude,
Dude, pump the brakes,
calm
bro.
down."
Yeah.
That's the people that I find in my life. I find brake pumpers.
Yeah.
What else we got from childhood? Let's just keep going here for now. We may as well. Do you remember the tree house that we built in that lot next to the house? Remember we would rollerblade up that, like...
Oh, God.
So rollerblading...
Behind my house?
Yeah, behind your house down there. Remember that little football, dude? That little blue and white, like, Old Navy football?
Oh, I remember the football.
One-handed catches all over the place.
I remember the football in my backyard.
And then John Freeze would always come out with
remember
gout.
that.
He had gout.
And we weren't
He'd always walk out the house like limp out with his gout. Just I'm not trying to.
We weren't allowed to play on the grass.
Yeah, don't play on the grass.
Don't play on the
we're
grass.
gonna play on the grass, but the grass was super nice.
The grass was there
like
to play on.
Perfectly groomed grass and camera.
play
And
on.
then we had the pool. We would do the diving jumps into the pool. The catches, diving catches.
Oh, the diving catches with the Old Navy ball.
With the Old Navy ball. Dude, that ball was sick. Because you're like 12 years old, 10 years old, 12 years old, and you can't catch a real football with one hand because your hands are too small, but you could do these crazy catches.
With this,
like
like
white and blue.
Smushy.
Yeah. It wasn't like squishy, but it was smushy.
It had a smush.
It had a give.
A
Had
smush.
some give.
A smush give. Yeah. Yep. That's it.
Hell.
A grip. A smush give grip.
You remember playing roller? Okay, this is so real.
Oh,
we would
geez.
play. You remember this Roller Coaster Tycoon?
Fuck you.
Yes. So we would play Roller Coaster Tycoon, which is a computer game, where you would build a theme park.
Do you really think people want to watch this shit?
Oh, 100%. They want to watch this.
And-
do you remember what I'm gonna? Do you know what I'm gonna say?
Not necessarily.
Okay, so dude, it's the internet. They love watching stuff like that.
Okay.
So we'd play Roller Coaster Tycoon, and I would be like, yo, let's just get a bunch of people into the theme park. Let's push around. Like, I wasn't...
I know where you're going with that.
It's because we've not obviously rehearsed any of this. This is all real.
Oh, shit.
So I'd be like, oh, let's just get a bunch of...
Fucking narc. I was the fucking narc.
Oh, my God. So we would... oh, damn. Wow. It's like a legit... thing happening.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay. So this is real. So we're playing roller coaster. I'm like, let's get as many people into the park as possible. Let's create some cool rides. Like I was always focused on just getting. He goes, well, Ian,
For the money.
Where is the for the money? I was all about the money even then. And he's like, well, what about the safety exits
I'm about
for the people?
I'm about the back end, and I'm about the lawsuits.
No, but you.
Okay.
So in the game, you had to have a place for people to exit to, or they would get hit by the roller coaster, or they would throw up all the time. Remember, they were always throwing up.
Yeah.
And so DJ was always like, Ian, I understand that you want to put the roller coaster there, but I really think we need to focus on the exits first because we're gonna have some lawsuits on our hands. We're fucking 9, right?
Yep.
And I'm like, dude, who is worried about lawsuits at 9 years old? DJ was like, me. And then I always remember, I would never forget this. We were about 9, maybe 10. We watched a commercial for a dishwasher.
Oh my God.
We watched a commercial for a dishwasher.
Yep.
Right? And the dishwasher commercial says,
To this
no
day,
more.
To this day, I'm going to stand by my
I
thought.
agree with you now as an adult.
To this day, as an adult,
Yeah.
I'm going to stand by this.
Yeah, so he goes, and again, we're 9, and he goes, the ad goes, no more pre-washing your dishes. And DJ goes, bullshit! Bullshit! And we didn't even swear at the time, so it was like a big deal. He's like, there's no way that is accurate. There's no way you don't have to pre-wash your dishes. I have used dishwashers. We are pre-washing all the dishes. This is a complete horseshit ad. And I'm like, DJ, we're 9. Why are you worried about pre-washing dishes? But that was the shit he worried about. I'm like, dude, what rollerblades do you want to get? Like, that's all I gave a shit about was like rollerblades, adrenaline, making money. DJ's worried about lawsuits, pre-washing your dishes, and just, oh my God, you were like a little old person. You were like a little old man.
I was.
Yeah.
I was. But,
We got anything else? This is good stuff. This is gold.
Is this gold?
This is gold.
This is
To
gold?
me, this is gold. I don't care. I'm going to rewatch this on the plane tomorrow.
All right, cool.
You got anything else? What? One more memory. What? You got a funny story about me?
Shit.
I got so many about you.
I know.
You got anything? Because We obviously didn't plan this. You're gonna have something. Something will come up. I'll tell you, DJ has terrible.
Off the top of my head, I can't. I mean, I might be thinking. I don't know.
Well, I mean, we kind of went through them, I guess. Think it through. I'll tell you, DJ has the worst luck of just about anybody I've ever met. It's getting better. But
it is.
It is good.
Thank you
Yeah,
for saying
yeah.
that.
I'm writing a book about luck
thank
right
you.
now, and I wanted to
Thank
use you
you.
as an example. He fell out of a golf cart.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's ever done that. You know, I did get hit by a golf cart. I got pinned in between two. But we were driving. My dad took a corner, not even that quickly, and DJ's just on the ground.
I was on the edge of the cart, and I just.
Oh, that's right. You were
Bam,
we put
it
three
was
across.
3 people and
Yeah,
one.
and DJ just.
And of course, I was on the edge.
Of course, you were on the edge.
Yeah,
Well, my
right.
dad's gonna keep me safe.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
What do you got? Come on, you got to have some story about me. If not, we're gonna end this. I'm gonna let him think.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for
Yeah.
watching.
All right. See you guys.
DJ, Freeze the man.